Cloud storage means saving data on remote servers, accessed over the internet instead of on a local device. Those servers belong to a third-party provider and sit in data centers. And I want to start by dismantling the word because it does more harm than good. There is no cloud. Your file is not floating anywhere. It is on a hard disk or a solid-state drive, the same magnetic and flash technologies we covered 2 lessons ago, inside a building in a specific country, owned by a company. The page says this at the end, and it is worth saying at the beginning. Cloud storage is magnetic or solid state storage located in a data center. The only thing that is genuinely different is how you reach it. Local storage is reached over a physical connection inside your machine. Cloud storage is reached over the internet using protocols. That is the whole distinction, and almost every advantage and disadvantage in this lesson follows from it. There are 3 deployment models, and they are distinguished by one question: who else is using the same infrastructure? Public cloud means the services are provided over the open internet and the underlying hardware is shared between many organizations and individuals: Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud. Because the cost of the data center is spread across millions of users, it is cheap, often free at small scale, but you have the least control over how your data is secured and where it physically sits. Private cloud means infrastructure used solely by one organization. It can be hosted on their own premises or by a third party, but it is not shared. That gives the highest security and the most control, and it costs far more because that organization is paying for the whole thing. Hybrid cloud is a deliberate mix. Sensitive data kept on the private cloud, less critical workloads like email or public website content pushed onto the public cloud to save money. A hospital is the standard example: patient records on the private side, the staff canteen menu on the public side. Now the benefits and drawbacks, and rather than reading them as 2 lists, I want to pair them up, because each drawback is the direct price of the benefit opposite it. Accessibility. You can reach your files from any device with an internet connection, which is genuinely useful. The price is internet reliance. No connection means no access, and that is not a small caveat. A file on a USB stick works on a train in a tunnel. A file in the cloud does not. Scalability. You can increase your storage without buying hardware, adding capacity with a few clicks. The price is ongoing cost, a subscription that continues forever and over several years frequently exceeds what buying a drive outright would have cost. Disaster recovery. The provider replicates your data across multiple geographic locations, so a fire or a flood at one site does not lose it, and that is a level of resilience almost no individual could arrange themselves. The price is security risk. Your data is on somebody else's systems, exposed to their breaches and their staff, and you are trusting an organization you cannot inspect. And collaboration. Several people can work on the same document simultaneously, which local storage simply cannot do. The price there is upload speed, since large files must cross your internet connection, and home connections upload far more slowly than they download. That pairing is what scenario questions are really testing, so let me show it working. A small design agency whose staff work from several locations and need to edit the same files, cloud storage, and justify it on accessibility and collaboration. Multiple users editing simultaneously from any location. A medical practice holding patient records, private cloud at most, and you should raise the security and legal concern explicitly, because that data is confidential and may be subject to rules about which country it is stored in. A video editor working with very large raw footage files, local storage, justified on upload speed and access speed, transferring hundreds of gigabytes over a domestic connection would take days. Notice that in every case, the justification names the specific property. Answers that say cloud storage is better or more modern earn nothing. and watch for the phrase in the question that points to the property. Works from several locations means accessibility, confidential means security, very large files means bandwidth. One point that is easy to miss and does come up: using cloud storage does not transfer responsibility for your data. It transfers only the running of the hardware. If a provider suffers a breach, it is still your data that was exposed, and if you are an organization, it is still you who must answer for it. Similarly, cloud storage is not automatically a backup. If you delete a file and it syncs, it is deleted everywhere immediately. Synchronizing and backing up are different operations. Synchronizing makes copies identical, which means it faithfully copies your mistakes too. A backup keeps a version from a previous point in time. Anyone who has deleted the wrong folder and watched it vanish from every device understands the difference. 4 things to carry into the exam. First, define it accurately. Data stored on remote servers, owned and managed by a third party, accessed over the internet. Naming the third party and the internet is usually where the marks sit. Second, know the 3 deployment models by who shares the infrastructure. Public is shared and cheap, private is dedicated and secure, hybrid splits the two by sensitivity. Third, when you give a benefit, give the specific one and not a general impression. Accessibility from any device, scalability without buying hardware, disaster recovery across multiple locations, real-time collaboration, and fourth, when you give a drawback, name it precisely too. Dependence on an internet connection, ongoing subscription cost, security and privacy risk, and upload speed for large files. And keep in mind the thing underneath all of it: the data is on somebody else's hard disk, in a building, in a country. Most of what is examinable follows from taking that seriously.